What's up, guys? Welcome back to All the Mods 10 to the Sky, and this episode I hope to massively upgrade the applied energistics system. We're going to put it in a totally different room and pretty well go as big as we possibly can in one episode. Since the last episode, I started with some mystical ag, just trying to get dirt, the water, and the wood just to make clay and logs and stuff, so that makes things a little easier. And then here's the altar and all that good stuff, and then back here I just did a small mob farm in order to get, of course we can't see it there, but that's just to get the starting Imperium to get that stuff going, and then a little bit of XP storage which I need to upgrade. But anyway, before we get started into this applied energistics stuff, we need to get caught up on some building. So now that the building is done, we need to start running some lines. Now my plan is we'll put the controller, I was thinking maybe we'll put it on the wall. I mean, maybe we could just put it back there. That's like the farthest point I could put it, but that's okay. I have quite a bit of cable. I don't know if I have enough to get there, but, and then under here, I left this kind of 3 blocks tall so I could run all kinds of cabling and power and all that good stuff underneath it here, and I don't have to worry about messing around with the whole sky block thing. So our main level will be here, all the wiring and stuff will be under here. But I went ahead and started, I think we'll just through the hallway for now anyway. We might change it later. We could always go like this. That's not very neat looking. But we could kind of come in here and then we'll cross here. I'll have to put like doors or something to kind of hide that. Of course, this is just sticking out of nowhere. That's going to have to change. So I have everything moved down here into the back side of our room. And what I was wanting to do is upgrade power a little bit before we go tacking on a whole bunch of stuff to AE and having quite the power issue. This is pretty much, it's most of that's like simple to make, I think. And we could probably, what is that? Iron gears, furnaces, void chassis, which we have grains of infinity. The main thing was the obsidian, but you remember the obsidian that I mistakenly created down here? That's actually going to come in handy. And here is our alloy smelter. So the reason I wanted to make the alloy smelter is power cables. I'm not a huge fan of power cables. One thing, like you can walk right through them. I don't like being able to walk right through them. I feel like that's not going to be good eventually. Capacitor missing. Capacitor found. That's pretty simple. Can I make that? What is, I'm missing a gold nugget. We should have gold, right? Yeah, there's a little bit of gold. And that's another thing we need to do is ore processing, because all this stuff is just sitting there unprocessed and it's driving me nuts. But we need to take this, I guess, and shove this in the machine and it should work fine. As soon as we get this power cable made, though, then I can stop running back and forth. So, okay. So we're getting power. So now what I want to do is I think we put copper ingots in there and silicon, and that should make a copper alloy. And then we combine that with iron and redstone, and that should give us, where is the cable? We're looking for conduit. This stuff, energy conduit. And I already made the conduit binder. So yeah, we should be good. So I'm going to make a bunch of that and run this power cable all the way down there so I can move some of these furnaces and stuff. So I have cable temporarily run all the way from this cable all the way down into this room just so we can have our furnaces a little bit closer. And then I went ahead and ran it straight up over here. So I want to put some of these thermo generators, because we're probably going to max those out because they put out quite a bit of power and they don't use any of the lava. I really like that. So I have enough stuff for one thermo generator. Unfortunately, I only have 7 redstone dust, and the reason I have only 7 redstone dust is somebody forgot to put the mesh into the dust sieve for quite a while, so that kind of stinks. But anyway, we should be making... It should be making power. Maybe the lava needs to be right next to it, which definitely could be the case. Where do I put a bucket of water? We're just going to dump it right here for now and try and put lava here. How come it's not making power? Oh, we have to pipe water into it. That's why. So this takes water. Okay, if we put water into it. Okay. So it's generating power now. It's just going to use up water. So I need to make a sink then and pipe water into it. So really, I probably don't need this lava here. Can we put this back here? And it should be fine. Yeah. I just need to pump water into it, which I can do right through here, I think is what we'll do there. All right, we have the sink. We'll put the sink right here, and we should be able to pipe water out of it, and everything's good. So let's just check this. Okay, so we're good there, and then do this, and we should be getting inventory full of water. Okay. So that's done. So now I just need to make, what, 7 more of these, and then we'll have to slowly upgrade those, but we'll have to automate a different process to get the more high tier. I think we're able to make the basic one without going too deep, but once we get the hardened, then we're having to make energized steel and all that good stuff. Okay, so I still haven't made any more generators up there, but I did make a sag mill, so that's going to help a little bit. Put a capacitor in there. I am moving this around a little bit because I want to make a whole bunch of controllers, and hopefully it's enough controllers to last us this playthrough. It should be, with the use of like P2P tunnels and all that good stuff. But I did make a bunch of engineering processors, and I got a bunch more printed engineering circuits ready to go. And actually I need to, how come it's not like, oh, that's the wrong machine. Silicon, and throw all these in there and get that going, because we're going to need a bunch of them, at least eventually. So in here, let's throw all these in here. I already made, I think, most everything. I did not check to see how much Fluix crystal I have. Yeah, that's a problem. This should be just enough to get us where we need to be. It would be really nice if somebody didn't forget the mesh in the sieve. All right, so we need what? We're looking for the controllers. Okay, so if we go and there, that gives us 9. 9 should be enough. So I'm going to do a, oops, not there. In here, and this should work. If we go up, we'll go here and across here. Yeah, that looks good. I love it. So then we can move this and get it away from here and frame this in. But eventually this, you know, depending on how much automation we do, we'll have a whole bunch of P2P tunnels on this. So I can always use the sides and the back sides for the tunnels. I don't see us needing that many channels here. So I should have everything to start a little bit of automation. Well, auto crafting. The redstone issue is quite an issue. But anyway, so I did a little bit of cable work here. This cable going from this controller is headed back that direction. There should only be one channel used up, and that's the storage bus hooked to all of our drawers over there. And then I took this cable out of this controller and ran it over here to the corner, which the corner is where we're going to put our molecular assemblers and stuff like that. Now, granted, I just put this here to kind of plan. This line here will only carry 8 channels, so we'd have to put a dense cable or do some fancy stuff with tunnels and all that good stuff. But for now, I'm just going to put this here, and that'll take up 1 channel on this line. So I could put 8 more of these, which I plan to put 8 in a row here, and then up there I'll put 8 in a row. So that'll be, what, 16 channels on that one line? Yeah. I might have to move this line and put it down here at this end. So then I can take 16 channels and go that direction, and that will fill up a full dense cable. But anyway, we'll get to that point. So we have our interface, and hopefully this hasn't changed since the last time I used it. And then we'll take our molecular assembler. So that's in there. So we have a spot for a pattern. So then the next thing we need to do is we made, let's see, a pattern encoding terminal. So we can slap that down on here, and then blank patterns. They can go in here. So, oh, we have smithing table patterns now and stone cutting patterns. Interesting. That's cool. So anyway, so like the simplest thing, chests are kind of annoying when I'm trying to make drawers. So if we take, do we have blanks? if you can spell it right. Okay, so we do have blanks. So say we take dark oak plank and put in here, and this should be, maybe we should allow substitution so it'll take any planks. We'll just leave that alone. Yeah, blank pattern. There used to be, okay, so processing patterns, we don't want that for this because this is just a regular crafting recipe. Inside of the table, we want the crafting pattern. So we encode the pattern. That gives us this. We can clear that. We'll take the pattern over here and throw it into, not that, into this. That's not how it used to be. I thought you used to put it inside the interface. Oh my. What have I done? Okay, so let's just take this cable, and we're gonna need a crafting storage. There's a co-processing. That should be all we need to get this working. I hope. Okay, so we have that. So if we go in here and look up chest and we get rid of these, it's not in there. Oh boy. So I may have found it. So if we use the pattern provider, that might do it. So we'll make this guy. And this is probably what I meant. I don't know if that's what they used to be called or not. We'll take this crafting pattern out. Okay, that's what I was looking for. So we'll put that in there. So there's a chest. So now we should be able to make a chest with auto crafting. Yeah, there's a plus sign. Okay, so we'll just click here and say, yeah, give it 3 and start. And there it is. So we have auto crafting now. So now I'm going to have to make a bunch of blank patterns. And of course, I want to organize this. But like I said, redstone is really holding me back. Like, okay, I have 6. since I made some stuff. So I'm gonna have to wait a little while for the redstone to build up. That way I can make any kind of Fluix cable or anything like that. It's quite the hold up. I do want to get into what are they called, the gears? I want to do that pretty soon. Maybe next episode, we'll have to see. But I'm going to mess around with some AutoCrafting, make some more patterns, kind of get that filled up, and that should make life a lot easier. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.